you guys know, there's been a lot of drama going on recently, and I was heavily taken advantage of and used and disrespected. Now, this will be the last time I ever address this human being ever.
Hello?
Yo, I'm streaming. Hello?
What?
Can you see me? Fuck all that. Listen. There's a phase. Hello?
Yeah.
You know, after making this video, I realized that you will most likely never bring this demon back into your life. But if you're having any second thoughts at all, let me remind you why you should never bring this evil succubus back into your life. Now, Lacy, this is a highlight reel of all the times Darla got caught red-handed and somehow managed to manipulate you into forgiving her every time, leading to the cycle repeating itself all the way until you finally had enough. I made the video pretty easy to understand, so your kid audience shouldn't have a problem understanding. I'm sure I left some stuff out, but I think I covered most of the important stuff. This is a one-time thing, by the way, so enjoy it.
Round 1, fight!
Lacy, do you remember this day? Do you remember the moment you found out? When you were on stream reacting to clips on Discord and you stumbled upon a Bryce Parker MTV Crib-style house tour YouTube video? You played the video and saw that he was in a room oddly similar to the room Darla was streaming out of. Then you proceeded to go to Darla's most recent VOD and, what do you know? Darla was streaming out of that same exact room. Look at your face right there. Look at that face of realization that you were being played and lied to. Now, Lacy isn't like the rest of us. He's special, and by special, I mean retarded. Now, any normal person in this situation would most likely cut contact after finding this sort of information out. Not Lacy, you see. Lacy needed to get down to the bottom of this.
That was never going to be my room.
So Lacy had initially cut contact with Darla. But as he started up his stream and addressed the situation, she went live and started talking about it. Eventually, they communicated through Clix's and Darla's manager, Feldy. Feldy had let her know that Lacy didn't want to speak to her on stream, that this was more to him than just content.
I'm not putting my fucking real-life problems on the internet so you guys can get entertainment. That's weird as fuck that you would want that.
Now, from here, we are going to time skip, just 5 days later. Even after seeing undeniable proof of Darla being at her ex's house, Darla somehow managed to gaslight and manipulate Lacy into looking past the fact that she was at her ex's house. After she somehow manages to make a comeback, Lacy then invites her over for a 420 stream, where she would introduce a new character to him. This new character is her cousin named Santi. After 420, Lacy and Darla would continue to hang out and grow closer. Strangely, she would often bring her cousin along. Over time, Santi and Lacy would grow closer and closer to each other, becoming one of his best friends at the time. Eventually, Lacy would hire him to be his full-time cameraman. It would later be uncovered that Santi was hiding a big secret from Lacy.
Round 2, fight!
Now, before I continue, I would like to say that I do not cover all the toxic arguments or behavior that these two immature individuals had off-stream. Not only am I not covering that, but also the community mods and Keener were responsible for a lot of problems too. But forget all that. I am covering the main events, so there will be information that is left out. However, I cover everything you need to know. And if I get any information wrong, feel free to correct or add to the story. I will be mentioning 3 different incidents, all of which occurred within days of each other. This first one is another clear sign of Darla allegedly getting caught around her ex. Not only was she strangely close to her ex, but she also decided to temporarily end things with Lacy.
I've actually seen a lot of messages related to that.
Yeah, no, so basically what happened was, so she does Snapchat, so she takes pictures from one day and posts them the next day. That's what all people on Snapchat do. So she was at the pool 2 days ago, and she posted it today, and her ex also posted a picture at the pool today. So they thought that they were there the same day, but it was 2 days earlier, basically. I mean, you guys heard things she said on stream, bro. She said multiple times she had feelings for me. She said multiple times that, she said the one time that one word to describe me was home. Like, you guys heard the things she said on streams, that, like, things, the way she, like, would look at me, just for her to not want anything at the end of the day. And I guess you guys were right. I should have listened to you. Blah, blah, blah. You guys can take you guys win.
Fuck
Congratulations.
Otter.
You were right.
Clearly, you can see how Darla has been negatively affecting Lacy's mental health over the little time they've spent with each other. Now, these next two incidents are where Darla begins to really start humiliating Lacy. Let me tell you a hypothetical situation that Lacy is familiar with. Let's say Lacy and Darla allegedly went to the club with their friends, even though they were not on good terms. Things are going smoothly, they are having a good time, and then some guy calls Darla over to his section. What does Darla do? Not only does she leave Lacy and go to this random guy's section, but she also starts taking pictures with him. After this night, Lacy streamed on his alt 3 times, didn't eat for the next 3 days, and to add on to things, Darla started to feel really majestic a day or two later. What do I mean by majestic? Let me show you.
Celine snitched on Darla and told us how Darla thought we were majestic and she didn't know which one to pick.
So this was when you guys were all sitting on the couch. She came up to me and she's like, "He's so hot," and I said, "Who?" And
Say that about. Who did I say that about?
And then I was,
Oh my
Darla, I'm
god.
like, who did? Who? What do
You
you mean?
literally came up to me and you were like, which one do you want?
Darla, you came up to me and you said, "They're so hot," and I said,
I don't know if it's because of
Oh, she's a bomb!
or something, but like that's not. Okay.
She's
Okay,
an
Darla.
And this is word for bar, Darla. This is out of your mouth. This is not me fabricating any of your words. You said, "Oh well, hold on, real quick before this cut." You said, "Oh well, I really never tried it before, but I just think light skins are so majestic." That didn't come out your mouth.
No, I was talking about Jude.
Fuck Otter.
I was like, it was kind of weird. I don't even fucking know his name. He's like,
Darla,
you've never
come on,
been
Darla.
with the
Fuck
light
Otter.
Yes, multiple people witnessed Darla call Lacy's friends majestic. She said she was calling Jude Bellingham majestic, but no one's falling for that lie. So that wraps up the Miami arc for now. From here, Lacy permanently moves to California with Ron into the new Faye's house and brings Santi as his full-time cameraman. Now, you would think after all that, Lacy would call it quits with Darla and take his talents elsewhere. Nope. Just days later, he and Darla are somehow on good terms again.
What's up? Yeah? Okay.
Just a day after he left Miami, a couple of days after the incidents I just mentioned, Lacy would tease a vacation to the Bahamas. The Bahamas was really Hawaii. And who was going to Hawaii? Darla was. Lacy was supposed to go on the trip to Hawaii with her, but instead, he chose to stay in California and stream, so his community didn't explode. Meanwhile, she went to Hawaii and got meals paid for by old rich men, and let's not forget to mention she invited one of Lacy's majestic friends.
Yeah, all those nights she went home because she didn't feel
Wait,
good.
X.
And I literally
X-
told you that day.
Yo, X said, ask Celine right now if I hid shit from Lacy.
I don't know. I don't know if does he know about Hawaii?
Yo! Hawaii.
So, let's start off by saying that after somehow seeing past all the red flags, Lacy forgave Darla, and they decided to try and keep things off stream. In early June, she goes on her trip to Hawaii. Lacy is busy streaming with Ron in the new Faye's house. Things are good for a little while, but then towards the middle of June, Darla plans a trip to LA to go see Lacy. Since Santi was already Lacy's cameraman, she couldn't use Santi as an excuse to travel to California, so she asked her sister to come along with her. Why would she need an excuse to travel to California? Let's just say Darla was playing offense and defense at the same time. Anyways, she goes to LA to see Lacy with her sister. As a result, we get the legendary kiss clip and Queen Mary stream from the two. Unknown to the viewers at the time, the kiss clip caused a huge fight between Darla and her ex.
She came to LA, I let you stay in my house, I let you stay in my room, I let you stream off my setup, I took you on a helicopter ride, I did all this for you, right? For you to go back the day you get home from LA and see your ex and get an argument with him about me.
Nonetheless, Lacy had a goal, and he wasn't going to let a washed-up TikToker stop him. After her trip, Darla goes back to Miami, where they don't see each other until Lacy goes back to Miami to do a 24-hour 4th of July stream with clicks. You see, Lacy didn't want Darla spending the day alone, so he invites her the day before to a yacht his friends are renting for the holiday. She said she would let him know, but later, towards the end of the stream, she comes in to chat and tries to farm sympathy, acting like he didn't invite her to begin with. Lacy stood on business and told the stream he had invited her the day before.
Like, Darla doesn't want to come. She said she doesn't remember me inviting her on the boat. Darla, you can literally still come. She said you didn't invite her. Guys, I invited Darla the day before the yacht. The day before we went on.
Did Darla end up going? No, Lacy would soon find out why she skipped the boat ride. Lacy would get sent a picture of Darla having dinner with her ex on the 4th of July.
Somehow my Twitter community found this out. Somebody saw her at dinner with her ex, took a picture of it, and sent it in the community. That's how I found all of this out, was my Twitter community. I didn't know any of this was happening. I had no idea. Genuinely had no idea.
Now, Lacy had finally seen Darla's true colors. This would then result in him ending things with her. Now, Lacy didn't immediately air out the fact that she was a whore. He gave her the benefit of the doubt and kept the info to himself, hoping they would go their separate ways peacefully. Darla would then decide to try and downplay her getting caught with her ex on Twitter. This would cause Lacy to crash out on stream and expose everything.
I wasn't gonna say, but you started it, so now your time has come. Your time has come, you are done. You are done. So, Lacy, I don't give a you are done. Listen, she claims I went home and saw my ex. The last time that I had been home was 2 months ago for a wedding. I went to a bar, and I told you guys this, and I told her this too. You guys know this. I went to a bar with my friends. My ex was at the bar. She passed by me. I said hello. We went to a different bar. That's maturity. That's maturity. That is being a real ass man. That's being a man, okay? Now I'll tell you what's not. I'll tell you what's not. I'll tell you what's not. Telling me you can't come on a yacht because you're going to Tampa to see your family, and then lying and going and hanging out with your ex. That is not maturity. That's being a whore. Telling me you're gonna come see me and talk to me, but I haven't seen you in 2 weeks. But then tell me last minute you can't make it in time because you're golfing with your ex. Was because you went to a barbecue swimming party with your ex. That's not maturity. That's being a whore.
So now half of the cat was out of the bag. You see, the full truth was yet to be uncovered. This next betrayal, Lacy or his fans wouldn't see coming at all. Remember the big secret I mentioned earlier in the video? This big secret would come to light just 5 days after Lacy found out Darla met up with her ex.
Me and Darla are not cousins. She made me lie. Darla is not my cousin. She lied. She lied about everything.
Yes, you heard that correctly. Lacy's cameraman and best friend at the time had lied to his face for months. He was led to believe they were just cousins when, in reality, Santi liked Darla. And because of the way he felt toward Darla, he didn't mind lying to a fat Ozempic whale for a couple of months. Now, I'm sure as time went on, he didn't want to continue to lie and let Darla play Lacy the way she did, but he made his choice to stick behind the lie. He had the perfect opportunity to tell Lacy everything, but sadly didn't.
She made me lie and forced me to lie with her.
Stop the cap!
Santi, this is why the thugs will always despise you, because if you didn't lie to Lacy, maybe you would still be around and we wouldn't have to deal with Drew.
She made me lie. She made me lie about everything. She made me lie about the house. She made me lie about him. The DM I wasn't supposed to send in that group chat.
Wait, did you think it was over? Well, let me tell you, it gets even better. Not only was Santi lying about being fake cousins with Darla, but he was also hiding the fact that Darla was living with her ex the whole time she was with Lacy. Santi would also mention an alleged contract that Darla was under to use Lacy, but there was never really any evidence to prove that.
She made me lie about everything. She made me lie about the house. She made me lie that she was living in my house while she was living with Bryce. Apparently she was on this contract with someone to use Lacy that I didn't know about. She was dating Bryce the entire time for the last 4 months, which I didn't even know about.
After finding out all this devastating information, Lacy fired and kicked Santi out, which was very well deserved. Surely this would be the final straw for Lacy, right? These were clear signs of street sweeper behavior. Red flag after red flag after red flag. So, was Lacy done with her? Nope. Darla would somehow manage to claw her way back into Lacy's life. You see, Lacy just couldn't help himself. He was addicted to this game of cat and mouse with her. As negative as she may have been to his mental health, there was a part of him that enjoyed all the toxicity, the back and forth. Just a quick little intermission for this beautiful clip I found. Look at the date in the bottom right. Watch how Silky, bar for bar, tried to warn you about what you would later find out.
She lied about this guy and said that it was her cousin, but it wasn't. So it was like, like how girls be like, yeah, that's just my friend, that's just my bro. I will never trust that again a day in my life. That's my best friend. We don't do nothing. I will never trust that a day in my life. I'm saying it was on some.
I mean, I feel like, no, keep going.
So
now back to the story. So after Lacy found everything out and it was all said and done, he would really lock in and focus on his content to distract himself from everything that had happened. He also had the Phase Boys to help distract him too, but, and there's always a but, behind closed doors, Lacy was itching and scratching at his neck like a crack addict. You may think I'm going to bring up August 9th. Well, you're wrong. You see, I'm not sure what Lacy's intentions were with this one, but I'm guessing he needed some answers or he was horny. I couldn't tell you, to be honest, but whatever. Towards the end of July, he announced he was going to be attending DreamCon, but before going to DreamCon, he said he needed to go to Miami to get his passport since he was traveling to Japan a couple of days after DreamCon. I couldn't find a clip of him saying that exactly, but I'm positive that was the excuse to go to Miami. In Miami, he would allude to relapsing on drugs, and drugs was just a code word for Darla.
And then I did relapse. I did relapse on drugs. Okay. If you guys getting what I'm saying.
As you can see, Lacy yet again made the dumb decision to see her again, and it wouldn't be the last. From here, Lacy goes to DreamCon, meets a bunch of streamers, and then all of FaZe go to Japan. While in Japan, you could tell Lacy was a little off, and Lacy would also decide to follow Darla on Instagram, which would cause a bunch of unnecessary drama for him.
What happened?
I followed someone back on Instagram a week ago, and apparently every person I follow on Instagram, that means I'm dating them.
A picture of Lacy refollowing Darla on Instagram. And when I fucking saw that, I was so fucking mad, bro. I was so fucking mad.
Those events would lead to the community making it way bigger than it needed to be. But to be fair, he earned all the shit he got for it because to the community, it didn't make any sense. He later admitted that the whole time he was in Japan, right after a stream, he would call her. So, to a certain extent, the community was right, in a sense, but it could have all simply been avoided if he didn't follow her, LOL. Anyways, after Japan, he flies back to LA for a couple of days, and then we arrive at August 9th. Now, if you were around at the time and you were in the community, everyone knew he wasn't where he said he was, which was Charlotte. During August 9th, he jumped through hoops to make it seem like he didn't see her. But people in the community were tracking flights, which is insane, but that would show that his flight was to West Palm. And who lived in West Palm? Darla did. Not only did people track flights, but both of them were in bitch-ass Rums chat at the same time, which really gave it away. Since I mentioned Rums, I might as well mention he was a Darla mod, and he wanted to be a clipper for her, and let's not forget he also had a wet dream about her. Anyway, here's the clip of Lacy talking about August 9th.
Okay, no, I've never... Okay, August 9th,
His hands on the Bible,
His hands on the Bible, chat.
I got on a flight. I flew into Charlotte. My flight got delayed. I then flew into West Palm Beach. Got picked up at the airport by Darla. Went to her house. Watched a movie. Didn't watch a lot of the movie. Went to Taco Bell.
Ooh,
Went back and spent the night there, and then the next day I went to the house in Miami.
is that full detail?
Everything that you didn't leave anything out.
No, you said we didn't watch most of the movie. So if you didn't watch most of the movie, what were you guys doing?
It was one question.
There you have it. Now you can have your opinions on all this, but I would like to acknowledge that this video did cover a lot of the negative that Darla brought Lacy, but there were also a lot of positives. Not only did Lacy and his fans learn valuable lessons, Lacy also made a bunch of money. This also gave him a boost before joining FaZe, and you can also argue that this helped him lose weight. Honestly, Lacy, there will probably never be a story like this to ever happen on stream again. Yeah, people will get lied to and manipulated, but not to the extent that you did. Many people judge you because it's easy to say they would have done things differently, but none of them have your mentality or perspective. Now, there's no denying you shouldn't have let things get to the point that they did, and I'm sure you would agree with that. Anyway, fuck all this yapping. I hope you enjoyed the video. And guess what? I didn't make this shit for clicks or likes. This one is for all the retarded-ass thugs.